Hi friends, welcome to the weekly stock market update. This has been expanded. This is going to be even more exciting than it normally is. Let's make myself out of the way. This is price to forward earnings. In other words, the stock price, what you're paying for a stock, compared to its future projected expected profitability. In other words, is it expensive? Red. Is it cheap? Green. Yeah, in finance we simplify everything. Okay, you've got to remember there's a lot of idiots in finance and colours help. Some of them are colour blind. Actually, some of them are investment blind. But anyway, besides that point, what do we have? What do we have? Well, we're going to keep an eye on Verizon and a few others in telecom services. We'll keep an eye on energy to see if anything exciting does happen there. And of course, then you've got drugs. I mean stocks, not the type some of you seem to take. Banks. All right, we'll keep an eye on those as well. Let's move forward with where we are now. Throughout this market update, what I'm going to go through is value, growth, income, cash return on capital invested. You know why I love that. We're going to go through 10,000 stocks to narrow down just a few that I've picked. 6-month momentum, Sortino and Alpha, which is so critically important that I just need to scribble it there because otherwise you might ignore how important they are. Now, how are we doing so far? Well, over the past week, that's not bad, is it? I mean, come on. That is the market which has stabilized, turned around, bottomed out. I was worried that it might just lead to a load of profit taking this year, but it seems it's on a rip from last year. Look at these. Costco, I own, of course. Look at these. That is just beautiful. I mean, Nvidia, 14%. We'll come to that in a second. ServiceNow, even Uber, although overbought, not one for me, I'm afraid, doing well. Salesforce, there. Apple, Visa, MasterCard. I should do a quiz show where you've got to be able to name the stock from its ticker symbol. Like, that's Broadcom, obviously. And as I said, that's Salesforce, CRM. Obviously. So what about the exchange traded funds? Well, I've done videos on my YouTube channel on these before. Healthcare doing incredibly well. I'm going to keep an eye out for that sector this year. And of course, consumer cyclicals. I'll keep an eye out for that sector as well this year because they might be a bit of a knockout sector for us. And that's why the ETFs and the 1 month outlook can sometimes be quite a good little advance warning. As for the markets as a whole, pretty flat. Okay, so far year to date, but we're what? Only not even 2 weeks into it. Top 10 S&P 500 stocks over the past month are these. These are not any of my picks, I should say, but I'm just showing it to you out of an interest you might have in those. And out of the FTSE 350 largest companies, these are the ones. I don't own any of those. Which are the biggest moves over the past month? Doesn't mean they'll continue. Now, this is where it gets sexy. Okay, the S&P 500, friends. Well, it has continued to rally. And as you know, I tend to judge my views on these things based on how the monthly MACD does. I don't use it the way the textbooks do. Or the way the investment banks do, either, or the way other hedge funds do. But this is, for me, not bad news, not good news, if you see what I mean. I mean, if anything, it's good news, but it's certainly not bad news. And remember, just as a reminder, I don't just want to give you information, I want to give you education as well. If it's going in that direction, that's positive. If it's going like this, it's amber. If it's going like this, double amber. And if it's going like this beneath its own moving average, like that, that's red flag. And if you're not already out, you should be shot. Okay, so that's not bad. This could be a bumper year for the S&P. I mean, it could be, given that it's at these levels, it could do what it did in January 2021. Could this be another 2021, where it went from whatever percentage rise is that? What is that? From 3680 to 4780. That's a 33% rise. It's 1100 on 36. So call it about 28% rise. Could it do 28% this year? Are you kidding me? It did 25% last year. Surely not. Surely not. Okay. As for the FTSE, well, the FTSE, wonderful. Oh, how amazing you are. You're at 2018. Great thing about the FTSE is it's like time travel. You can feel you're going back in time because it never really does much. So great, thanks. 0% return over the last 5 years. How wonderful you are. And so many of your pension funds are like that as well. Congratulations. So where are we here with the Nasdaq? Again, it's looking, it's making my mouth water. Or as a friend of mine who's ridiculously wealthy once put it, when he sees stuff like this, it makes his teeth itch. I'm sounding excited because I'm excited. I really want to ramp up my pension this year. Apple, right? Support line. Now, slight worries here, and sure, you can't have those other things positive and then this be a worry sideways. That could fall. Bearish divergence, also negative. And a support. If that support holds, which hopefully it will, then we should get bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And I think that's what is most likely to happen given the rest of the sentiment everywhere else. This, return potential over there, okay, of what the analysts think. Alphabet, Great Investments clients, go to the private Telegram channel, you'll see this. I'm not going to cover everything here because some of the clients have said, well, in your public stuff, you're just showing too much leg, Alpesh. Okay. Microsoft, I continue to hold, bullish on this, no issues. Oh, and in terms of the usual thing that I say, would I buy, hold, or sell? Well, I continue holding, certainly not selling, and I'd be happy to buy more. And in actual fact, it might be that I do buy more on Monday. Okay. Amazon, Great Investments Program only. Disney. Now, Disney is a special situation. I'm going to put some of those in. And it's been disappointing a bit, despite the fact that all these banks think it's a buy anyway. So we just wait for that. And don't forget, on YouTube, you've got my videos, some of my latest ones, why your pension manager IFA should be locked up. You can see my YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, obviously. Where else are you going to find them? alpeshpatel.com/links. NVIDIA, well, you know the NVIDIA strategy. I've told you before. If it drops X, which could be 10, 20, 30%, you will sell Y. And Y is going to be dependent on your risk appetite. Really simple. And that approach has meant that during this time where I was concerned it might drop, we stayed in because it didn't actually drop. So our sales never got triggered, and therefore it continues going upward, which makes us look smarter than we are. Come on. Tesla. Okay, how's Tesla? Well, as you know, got out of this in October when it dropped there. Since when it's recovered a bit. Now it's falling back a bit. It might become a special situation in the future. We shall see. Meta is going to be for Great Investments Program people only. ServiceNow similarly. Some of our special situations I wanted to share with you. So I do occasionally do special situations, and last January, it's been almost exactly a year. There's the anniversary. Intel, a 54% gain to the end of December. And now the 12 months are up. As you know, you sell after 12 months. Netflix, not one I own, but the reason I show this is such a popular company, and it continues to be one which you'd keep holding if you had it. And this is the projection we had over the next 10 months, and it's well on its way to getting it. So that now, again, what I'm doing with the pensions is on YouTube, I'm doing videos. Scottish Investment Trust, for instance, gets a rating of 1 out of 5. And I've had, I've had 1 million views on YouTube, so do check that out. I'm also going to show you stocks which are popular with hedge funds, other hedge funds, but not necessarily for me, General Electric being one. I think the idea here is, with in the hedge fund industry, is, okay, that is going to continue up to here and go from 129 to 215. Not one for me because I think it's overbought, and I think it's going to have a tough job getting up there. I might be wrong, but I'm not willing to take the risk. My rule is, if in doubt, leave it out. Another one popular with hedge funds, and that's the projection the hedge funds would have, not one for me, and obviously some of these banks, not one for me, as I said, because I've got my hands full. But that'll be the projection they'll be doing. But just to say, it's not one for me. If you want to see what I own and like, then on my Great Investments Program, I share with you my selections. Some personal news. Don't forget to look on YouTube where I summarize the top 10 takeaways, not just from Vanguard, but actually every single major bank and the views that they've given for the year ahead. So Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, I summarize that. It's all free. It's on my LinkedIn, and don't forget, on LinkedIn, I've just been given top voice. Bill Gates has been given top voice as well. Party at Bill's, obviously. Thank you all this year for all the wonderful reviews that I've had for my videos. I hope you continue to find them useful, and there's a lot more information on my campaign for $1 million.com. Thank you all very much.